Namaskaram, everyone. Good morning, dear students. I take this opportunity to welcome all the students of Telangana Model School and Junior College's first year and the remaining viewers. A very pleasant good morning and welcome for today's webinars. To begin with, we have mathematics webinar from the chapter matrices of 1A and Madam E. Purnima, PGT Mathematics from TSMS Valigonda, who is very well known to you, is ready to teach you the sixth session of matrices, which is going to cover the adjoint of a matrix, cofactor of a matrix, and inverse of a matrix, then also few properties of determinants of matrices. Please make use of the session and make a note of all the key points that madam is telling and also practice the questions that are given. Purnima madam, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, children. Good morning, Sridevi madam. Good morning, Manjari ma'am, and the whole webinar team. A very happy morning to everyone. Children, in the last session, the fifth part of our matrices session, we have been seeing about minor of an element, cofactor of an element, determinant. We have seen how to find the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix, properties of determinant, few properties of determinants we have seen, and a few sums on the determinants we have seen. Okay, so once let us recollect it fast. What are these terms? What you have seen in the last session. Okay, so what is a minor of an element, children? Minor is nothing but the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix obtained after deleting the row and column in which the element is present. Here we are talking about minor of a 3 by 3, minor of an element in a 3 by 3 matrix, children. Okay, so minor is what? The row and column, by after deleting the row and column in which the element is present. The leftover, the 2 by 2 matrix, if you find the determinant of that will give you what? Minor of that element. Okay, next, what is cofactor? Cofactor is nothing but minus 1 into I to the power of, sorry, minus 1 to the power of I plus j into minor of that element. Okay, so what is that here? It is nothing but I is nothing but the row in which the element is present. J is the column in which the element is present. So cofactor of an element is what? Minus 1 to the power of I plus j into minor of that element. So already we know how to find out the minor. Is it clear? So now here next one is what I have seen, children, determinant. Determinant of A is given by, if a matrix is like this, then the determinant is given by, children, A1 into sum of the products of the elements of the first row with their corresponding cofactors. See, children, here first row is written. Again in the last class also I told you it always need not be first row. Is it clear? So you can find out the determinant using the first row or second row or third row, or first column, second column, or third column. Understood? So here first row is written only because here I am writing along the first row. Is it clear? But it can be done using any row or any column. Okay, so what is the determinant of A? It is denoted by det A, or this one. This is the symbol for determinant A. A1, B1, C1. The determinant always written in the vertical lines, children. It is given by what? A1 into A1 plus B1 into B1 plus C1 into C1. Is it clear? So where the capital A1, capital B1, capital C1 are the cofactors. They are the cofactors of the letters, the elements in the matrix. Is it clear? Now it is this formula A1 plus B1 plus C1 is the determinant which is expanded along the first row. Understood? So if it is expanded along second row, it will be A2 plus B2 plus C. That will in the next coming sessions, in the after few slides I'll explain, children, what is the determinant A. Next one is properties of determinants. Also we have seen few properties we have seen which are very much useful in solving the determinants. In brief, I'll tell you what is that. If each element of a row or column is 0, then the determinant is considered to be 0. Without solving also we can say that if any row or any column is 0, then we can say that determinant is 0. Is it clear? Next one is what? If two rows or columns of a square matrix are interchanged, means if any two rows are interchanging, means one row is written in place of another row. then we say that the determinant of the sign of the determinant changes. So clear. And the next one is what if each element of a row or column of a square matrix is multiplied by a number k, then the determinant of the matrix obtained is what? K times the determinant of the given matrix. Means if any particular row is multiplied with k, or any particular row or any particular column is multiplied with k, then the determinant will be k times of the given matrix. Is it clear, children? See, there is a difference between the determinant and matrix, children. If you multiply a matrix with the k, see, we cannot multiply a single row or a single column with any scalar quantity in a matrix. If any such multiplication you have to do, you should do for the entire matrix. Understood? So that point keep in mind, children. If in any matrix, if I want to multiply with any constant k, the whole matrix should be multiplied. Means all the rows and all the columns should be multiplied. Is it clear? But whereas in case of determinants, we can do it individually. Means we can do the scalar is multiplied with a single row or a single column also we can do. Is it clear? So that point is very, very important. And the next one is if two columns of a square matrix are identical, then the determinant of that matrix is 0. Means if any two rows or any two columns are same, identical means same, then the determinant is considered to be 0. And the next one is if each element in a row, if each element in a row or column of a square matrix is the sum of two numbers, then its determinant can be expressed as sum of the determinants of two square matrices. Means if any row or any column is given as sum of two numbers, means in the last session we have seen that a plus x1, a1 plus x1, a2 plus x2, a3 plus x2, first column we have seen. Okay, so if any column or any row is like that, which is written as sum of two numbers, then that can be split into, then that determinant can be split into two determinants, sum of the two determinants. Is it clear? So now here, for any square matrix A, determinant A is equals to determinant of A dash. Next, if any square matrix of order 3 by 3 is there, then K is a scalar, then determinant of Ka is equal to K cube into determinant A. As already I said, K into A, determinant of K into A means what? Here we are considering about every row. Every row that means the whole matrix A is multiplied with every row with the constant K. Every row of this matrix A is multiplied with constant K. So we take it individually. I told when it comes for the determinant, we consider it as separately. The first row, when K comes out, from the second row, 1K comes out, from the third row, 1K comes out. So that is nothing but K cube into determinant of A. Is it clear? So if you are sending inside also, see children, here we are taking it out. We are taking K from out from determinant to as a multiple, we are writing it outside. If you want to send it inside also, it is the same. Is it clear? With any row or with any column, we can multiply. Okay. Now next one is for any square matrices A, B, determinant of AB is equals to determinant of A into determinant of B. Yeah. And the next one is for any positive integer n, determinant of A to the power of n is equals to determinant A whole to the power of n. So it is these are the properties what I have seen, children. And what are the learning points of today's session? Let us see once. So we are going to solve a few sums on the determinants. Singular matrix, children, and non-singular matrix. And the next one is adjoint of a matrix. And the next one is invertible matrix. Invertible matrix is nothing but finding inverse for a matrix. So or when it is possible like that. So let us see. See one by one. Now here, now we are going to solve few sums based on the determinants what you have seen. In the last session, we have seen one sum, children. One sum we did. Now here I am going to do another sum. Okay. Now, so what is the question here? Show that BC, determinant of BC, B plus C, 1, CA, A, 1, AB, A plus B, 1 is equal to A minus B into B minus C into C minus A we have to prove. Okay. So, because here it is a determinant, so let us try to do it, children. Okay. Now, we are trying to find out the determinant of this. We are going to prove that it has A minus B into B minus C into C minus A. So, for this, what I am trying to do is here, because see, once you see the RHS, here A minus B is there. Yes. So, in the A minus B, B minus C, here in the last session also, I told you few what is that notations applied for rows or columns. Yes. So R2 minus R1, R1 minus R2, R1 plus R2, like that we can do anything, or C1 plus C2, anything we can do. Now here also, if you do any such transformation for rows or columns, will you get A minus B? Will you get a minus b here? Can you do you find out any a minus b? So now here, let us see what can you do with this sum. So what I am trying to do here, children, I am trying to multiply and divide. I am trying to multiply and divide with a, b, c. Okay, a, b, c by a, b, c. Here, I am trying to multiply and divide this determinant by a, b, c. So now here the determinant part is remaining same because whatever I am doing it outside. Okay, I am not changing any determinant here, any element in the determinant I am not changing. Okay, now here, now what you are doing is here the numerator, the outside one by ABC, I'll keep it as it is. Okay, 1 by ABC. See here we can, because children we are making the changes in the determinant. The resultant determinant what you are going to get in the next step will be similar to the previous one. So we will put a similar sign here. Okay, this is a similarity sign. So 1 by ABC into this ABC is there in the numerator. Now here what I am doing is, in the property we have seen k into determinant A is equal to k cube into determinant A. Yes. So here three terms are there. One is A, one is B, one is C. They are the scalar. Third is with another word. Okay, like that we can do. That is the benefit of determinant children that we can use. Okay, now here the first term multiplying with A. It is A, B, C. A into B plus C. Okay, 1 into A is A. Understood? Here I will write here, children. R1 tends to R1 into A. Okay, R2 tends to R2 into B. Similarly, R3 tends to R3 into C. This we are going to do. Okay, now here second row I am multiplying with B. So CA into B is nothing but ABC we can write. Here B into C plus A. Next 1 into B is B. Third row I am multiplying with C. So what is that C? Again AB into C is nothing but ABC. C into A plus B. 1 into C is 1 into C is C. Okay. Now this implies it is similar to 1 by ABC into, here if you observe here what I am doing, this ABC, ABC, ABC in the first column ABC is common. Now again I am taking that ABC outside as a whole term. Now I am not taking it as individual scalar quantity, children. I am taking this whole ABC is common. The product is A into B into C is a product which is common in all the elements of column 1. Yes. So from the entire column 1 I am taking that ABC outside again, so that it becomes now 1, 1, 1, A into B plus C. Only column 1 only I am taking common here. So the rest of the two columns remain same. Understood? So C into A plus B. Here A, B, C. So now here again this ABC, ABC is cancelled, children. Again we are left with only determinant. Okay. So what is the determinant we are getting here? So if you expand here, what you get, children? A into AB is A into B plus C is nothing but AB plus AC. Here BC plus AB, CA plus CB we get. Okay. So let us write that step here. The first column is 1, 1, 1. Okay. Second column is, I'm expanding that AB plus AC. Okay. Third, second column is what? Second element of second column is what? B into C plus A. That is BC plus AB. And the third element of column 2 is what? C into A plus B was there. So that is AC plus BC or CB or anything we can write. A, B, C. Understood? Now next here what I am doing, here 1, 1 other. In the last session also I told you always make 2 zeros in the any row or any column. So to make it as zeros, what I am trying to do the transformation here is R2 tends to, means I am making change in the row 2. R2 tends to R2 minus R1. Next R3 tends to R3 minus R2. R3 tends to R3 minus R2. Is it clear? So now here I can write it as, and one thing important, one point I want to tell you here, children, this kind of determinant sums, it is unique, it is not unique, children. It is different from one another. That means what? See, I can do in a different way, you can do in it, means it is up to you what are the transformations you are going to do. Understood? So it is not always that you have to do like this only. So only the thing is you have to understand, see the RHS what you are supposed to get, and do the transformations accordingly. Understood? So it is not that, see, here I am doing here R2 minus R1 I am doing. So you may do it as R3 tends to R3 minus R2 I do. So you may do it as R3 minus R1 also you can do. Understood? So it is not that, and here I did R2 tends to. You can do it as R1 tends to R1 minus R2. It is up to you, children. It is not always that the same transformation should be followed. But only the thing is, whatever you do, whatever the transformation you do, that should be correctly done, and that should give you the proper result. Understood? So like that you have to do. So there is no change in the R1. So in the R1 I am writing as it is, AB plus AC, A. Is it clear? And next here R2 tends to R2 minus R1. R2 tends to R2 minus R1 means what? 1 minus 1. Here this is 1. R2 is 1. R1 is 1. R2 minus R1 will give you what? 1 minus 1 becomes 0. And next here R2 minus R1. Second element. BC plus AB. I am writing here. BC plus AB, okay, minus R1. What are the elements in R1? AB minus AC. Okay. Next, here it is B minus A. Next one, here also 1 minus 1 is 0. AC plus BC, R3 minus R2. So what are the elements in R2? Minus BC minus AB. And here it is C minus B. Okay. Now it is similar to, now AB is cancelled. BC is cancelled. So what are left here? 1, 0, 0. AB plus AC, A. BC minus AC, or here BC minus AC is there, children. So we can take common, which you can take common, children. C we can take common. Yes. Okay. So this C I can take common here. C if I take common, what is left? B minus A is there, and here also B minus A. Why I am taking common? You understood now? C is here AC minus AB is there. In that we can take A common. So we are left with C minus B. Here also we have C minus B. So now here if you observe the first row, nothing is common. Yes, first row nothing is common. Here if you take A common, B plus C we get. Okay. So now here also let us take that A common as what we did in second row and third row. So let us take A common there. A into B plus C we get. Okay, children. So if you observe the first row, nothing is common because A is there only in these two terms. Here A is not there. And in the second row, B minus A is common, I am telling. Why? Because here only, anyway, it is 0 only. So you can consider it as 0 into B minus A, we can consider. So there is no difference here. So here that means we can take B minus A common from the R2. In the third row also, we can take C minus B common. Okay. So now let us write that step here. Sorry, 1, A into B plus C, here A, and here, 1 second. So here, what can I take common, children? What can I take common? The second row we can take common B minus A. Yes, we can take B minus A common, and from the third row we can take C minus B common. Yes. So what, after taking common, what you are left with? We are left with C, and here B minus A, and here we are left with A. Here also C minus B. Is it clear? Okay, children, understood? Now here, what you are getting here? Sorry, after taking this B minus A common, here B minus A is taken common, means only 1 is left here. From the third row also, after taking C minus B common, we are left with only 1. Okay, here it is 1, and here also it is 1. Now here, now we got 2 zeros in one column. Now let us try to find out the determinant by expanding along C1. As I said, according to any row or any column, we can find out the determinant. Expanding along C1, what is the determinant, children? Already outside we have B minus A into C minus B is there with us. Now 1 into this row and this column is eliminated. So what is the cofactor here? C minus 1 into C into 1 is C. C into 1 minus a into 1. Understood, children? Now here, why I am not writing minus 1 to the power of I plus j? Because already I told you the sign. Minus 1 to the power of I plus j will give you the sign in front of the cofactor. So this is the positive sign because it is first row, first column. 1 plus 1, minus 1 to the power of 1 plus 1 will give you plus 1 only. Is it clear? So now which is equal to b minus a into c minus b into this c minus a. Okay, but what is our RHS, children? A minus B into B minus C into C minus A. But here we have got A minus B. Instead of A minus B, we got B minus C. So take minus common. So that minus common will give you A minus B here. Here also I'll take minus common. So that becomes minus common means B minus C, and C minus C as it is we have got. So here one minus common we took. Here also one minus common we took. That means what? Minus into minus becomes plus. So which is our answer? RHS, which is equal to our RHS. Understood, children? So like this we have to solve. Now next one more important sum we are trying to do, children, here. Show that b plus c into c, b plus c, c plus a, b plus c, c plus a, b plus c, c plus a plus b. And what is the other one? A plus b plus c plus a, b, c is equal to a cube plus b cube plus c cube minus 3abc we have to prove. Okay, so let us see how can we do it. Now here what I am trying to do, because here other side we need to get a cube plus b cube plus c cube minus 3abc. Yes, so to get this form, it is a formula of, children, law of exponents. In lower classes you learned some formulas of exponents, children. Among that one formula is there. It is a plus b plus c into a square plus b square plus c square minus ab minus bc minus ac. That is equal to this a cube plus b cube plus c cube minus 3abc. I hope you remember that formula. So now we are supposed to get this a cube plus b cube plus c cube minus 3abc means how we are going to proceed with this sum. Means here what I am trying to do here is I am trying to do the column transformation, children. C1 tends to C1 plus C2 plus C3 I am trying to do. C1 plus C2 plus C3 I am trying to do. So what happens here if I do that? Okay, now C1, this is C1, this is C1, and this is C2. So let us try to add those two. B plus C plus C plus A. B plus C plus C plus C, C plus A plus C3 also. That is A plus B. Means these three terms we are adding. Okay. B plus C plus C plus A plus A plus B means what we get, children, if you observe, two B's are there, two A's are there, two C's are there. That means what? 2A plus 2B plus 2C. Can you write directly? Yes. So it is nothing but 2A so it is 2A plus 2B plus 2C. Second column I am not making any change, only in column 1 only I am making a change. So second column remains as it is, C plus A plus B. And the next second element of the first column, A plus B plus B plus C plus C plus A. Again we have two A's, two B's and two C's. So it is also again 2A plus 2B plus 2C. Okay, here it is B plus C, C plus A. I am not making any change in the column 2 and column 3. Next, A plus B plus C. Here only 1A, 1B, 1C are there. So we get only 1AB. A plus B plus C we get. Is it clear? Now, in the first two elements of the column 1, we can take 2 common. Isn't it? So let us write that element after taking common. 2 into A plus B plus C. 2 into A plus B plus C. Here it is C plus A. Next is A plus B. And next one is again 2 into A plus B plus C. It is B plus C. It is C plus A. Next here it is A plus B plus C. Here it is B. Here it is C. Okay, children. So let us once verify. Let us check whether it is right or not. B plus A plus B, B plus C, C plus A. Okay. So it is correct. Now here, now what I am trying to do here is, in the first column, if you find out A plus B plus C term is common, as you can find out A plus B plus C term as common. So let us take it outside. A plus B plus C is written outside. So we are left with 2, 2, 1. First column I have taken common, children. What are the other elements in second column? C plus A, B plus C, B. Third column, A plus B, C plus A, C. So these are the elements. Here. Now, here what are the transformations I am trying to do? Because we are supposed to make any two zeros, I said. Yes. So here I am trying to do is R1 tends to R1 minus R2. If I do here R1 minus R2, where I get 0, 2 minus 2 becomes 0. Here I get 0. Yes. Now here also, because here 1 is there, here also I am supposed to get 0. So what can I do here, children? R2 tends to R2 minus 2R3. R2 minus 2R3 I am doing. Why I am doing 2R3? R2 is 2. R3 is 1 here. So if I multiply this 1 with 2, it becomes 2. 2 minus 2 becomes 0. So that here it becomes 0. So now let us take, do the transformation and write the elements in the determinant. A plus B plus C into. Okay, what are the elements in the determinant? It is 0. Now here, R1 minus R2 we are saying. So C plus A minus B plus C. That is minus B minus C. And here, A plus B minus C plus A. That is minus C minus A. Next here, R2 minus 2 into R3. So 2 minus 2 is 0. Here, B plus C minus 2 times of R3. So in R3 what do we have? What do we have here? B we have. It is 2B. Okay. And here, C plus A minus 2R3. So it is 2C. And there is no change in R3. I am keeping these elements as it is. 1, B, C. Here it is 1, B and C. Okay. Now any elements can be cancelled. Let us check. Here C and C are cancelled. Here A and A are cancelled. Yes, only that's it. So what is left here? We are left with A minus B, B minus C, and here minus 2B plus B is nothing but minus B. So C minus B, and here minus 2C plus C is minus C. That is A minus C, and the third row is as it is. So let us write that element here. Implies it is nothing but A plus B plus C is outside, children, as a multiple into 0, A minus B, B minus C. Okay, and here also 0, C minus B, A minus C, and it is 1, B, C. Yes, again here in the first column only we have got two zeros. Again expanding along C1, expanding along C1. So which is nothing but A plus B plus C into this is first element is this first element, second element anyway whatever you do it becomes 0 only. So for the first element the sign is plus, and this one what is the position of this element? Second row, first column. That is minus 1 to the power of I plus j will give you what? Minus 1 to the power of 3, which is minus sign. So that is minus anyway, it is 0 only, so no need to write that element. Plus 1 into, this is positive element, children, because third row, first column. 3 plus 1 is 4. Yes. So now here it is this column and this row eliminate the determinant of this one, this 2 by 2 matrix. That is A minus B into A minus C minus C minus B into B minus C. Okay. Now this is equal to A plus B plus C into this one. 1 into this one is the same term we get, children. So directly I am writing here A square minus AC minus AB, minus into minus is plus BC. Okay. Now here both are same, but only the sign difference is there, children. Here B minus C is there, here C minus B is there. So if you take here minus common, so that becomes B minus C. So that minus into minus becomes plus here. So B minus C into B minus C means what? B minus C whole square. So let us expand it. B square plus C square minus 2BC. Is it clear? Now, can you cancel anything here, children? Nothing. So here it is A plus B plus C into A square plus B square plus C square. Here minus AB minus 2BC plus BC is nothing but minus BC minus AC. Is it clear? Now as I said you the formula, the laws of exponents which you learned in lower class, children. So this is nothing but A cube plus B cube plus C cube minus 3ABC. You can write it directly, children. Otherwise if you have any confusion you can multiply. each term you can multiply, and after some cancellations we will be left with a cube plus b cube plus c cube minus 3abc. Is it clear? So this is your solution. Now here let us move on to our today's one topic here, children, which is singular matrix. So what is the meaning of singular matrix? What do you have for singular matrix? What is it? Let us see. A square matrix is said to be singular. A square matrix is said to be singular if its determinant is 0. So whatever the matrix it is, it should be a square matrix, children, whether it is a 2 by 2 matrix or 3 by 3 matrix. So if its determinant is 0, then we say that matrix is a singular matrix. Is it clear? Next one is, that means here let us see an example here. If A is equals to 2 minus 1, 6 minus 3 is there. It is a 2 by 2 matrix. Then what is the determinant of this matrix? So we'll find out AD minus BC, no? 2 into minus 3 minus 6 into minus 1. Okay. Now next one, that is minus 6, minus into minus is plus 6. Now which is nothing but 0. So here what do we say as that matrix A? A is nothing but A is a singular matrix. Here we say A as a singular matrix. Next one, a non-singular matrix, which is opposite to that, obviously. As a square matrix is said to be non-singular if its determinant is not equal to 0. So what is here? If it is determinant is 0, then we are saying it as a singular matrix. If determinant is not 0, not equal to 0, then we say it as a non-singular matrix. So let us see an example here. A is equals to 2, 3, 0, minus 1. Then what is the determinant of A? Determinant of A is nothing but 2 into minus 1 minus 3 into 0. So which is minus 2 minus 0, which is minus 2, which is not equal to 0. So here, because the determinant is not equal to 0, we say that A is a non-singular matrix. Is it clear, children? A is a non-singular matrix. Understood now? Next. So now let one important point here, children, adjoint of a matrix. So what is the meaning of adjoint of a matrix? So these are the very most important terms, children, which you need to learn to do further sums in our matrices. Okay, adjoint of a matrix. What is adjoint? Transpose of the cofactor matrix of A is called adjoint of A and is denoted by adj A. Write it as adj A. Okay. So what is the adjoint of a matrix? It is also a matrix. Okay, so but what it is, the transpose of the cofactor matrix. So in the last session already learned about finding cofactors for the given elements. Is it clear? So now here, after you get the cofactors, we replace the elements with their cofactors. So that becomes what? Cofactor matrix. Okay, so if you find the transpose of that cofactor matrix, that is nothing but the adjoint of A, or it is written by adj A. Okay, so let us see here what it is. If A is equal to A1, B1, C1, A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A2, B2, C2, and A3, B3, C3 are the elements of the matrix A. Okay, so if it is a matrix A, then what happens? Then the cofactor matrix will be what? A is equal to capital A1, B1, C1. Capital A1, capital B1, capital C1. A2, B2, C2. A3, B3, C3. In the last session I told you already. Okay. So then adjoint of A is nothing but transpose of this cofactor matrix. Okay. A1, B1, C1. This transpose of this we are doing. So which is nothing but transpose means what? The rows and columns are interchanged. The first column is written as first row. Second column is written as second row. Third column is written as third row. Is it clear? So this is nothing but the adjoint of A, which is very, very important. Now, next one is, let us try to find the adjoint using one sum. If A is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, then find adjoint of A. Okay, so now here, solution, children. A is equal to what? 1, 2, 3, 4. So see children, I am explaining for the 2 by 2 matrix. It is same for 3 by 3 also. Okay. Now what is the cofactor of 1? First we need to find out the cofactor matrix. To get the adjoint, we need to get the cofactor matrix. So cofactor of 1 we need to find out. First element is equal to, as I told you already, minus 1 to the power of I plus j. What is the formula? Minus 1 to the power of I plus j. Here I will write the formula, children. I plus j into minor. Yes, this is the formula. So minus 1 to the power of I plus j. For the first element, what is the position of row and column here? 1 and 1 plus 1 into its minor. What is the minor? If you remove this, delete this row and column in which 1 is present, what is the leftover element? 4. Okay. If it is a 3 by 3 matrix, then we will be left with a 2 by 2 matrix here. So we will find out the determinant of that. So minus 1 whole square is 1 only. 1 into 4 is 4. Similarly, cofactor of 2 is equal to minus 1 to the power of 1 plus 2, first row, second column, into, now I will delete this row and column, we are left with 3. So which is equal to minus 1 whole to the power of 3 is minus 1, minus 1 into 3 is minus 3. Okay. Similarly, cofactor of 3 is equal to minus 1 to the power of second row, first column, into what is left here? 2 is left by after deleting the row and column, which is equal to minus 1 to the power of 3 is nothing but minus 1. Minus 1 into 2 is minus 2. Minus 2. Now, cofactor of 4. Cofactor of 4 is equal to minus 1 to the power of second row, second column. Okay, into, we are left with what? This row and this column is left with 1. So minus 1 to the power of 1 is 4 is 1 only. 1 into 1 is 1. Okay. Now, what is the cofactor matrix, children? Now, 4, row wise we are writing 4 minus 3 minus 2 1. 4 minus 3 minus 2 1. So, cofactor matrix of A is equal to 4 minus 3 minus 2 1. Okay. Now we are asked to find adjoint of A. No, so adj A is equal to transpose of this cofactor matrix. 4 minus 3 minus 2 1, transpose of this, or a dash also we can put it. So it is now first row is written as first column, 4 minus 3. Second row is written as second column, minus 2 1. So this is your adjoint of the matrix A. Understood? So like this you have to find out the adjoint, whether it is 2 by 3 or 2 by 2 or 3 by 3 matrix. One second, children. Here it is getting overlapped, children. I hope, one second, here I'll do it again because that is getting overlapped there with the new topic. So here I'll do it, children. Cofactor matrix, already I did, explanation is already over. Cofactor matrix is equal to 4 minus 3 minus 2 1. Okay. At GA is what? Transpose of this, which is nothing but 4 minus 2 minus 3 1. Okay. So let me delete this one so that overlapping disturbance won't be there. Now, so the next topic is invertible matrix. So what is the meaning of invertible matrix, children? Inverse. Inverse is nothing but what? Nothing, because we are talking about the matrices. In case of matrices, the invertible matrix, inverse of a matrix is nothing but multiplicative inverse. It is nothing but the multiplicative inverse. So what is that multiplicative inverse? Means invertible matrix means what? The matrix which has inverse. Matrix which has multiplicative inverse. That matrix is said to be invertible matrix. Okay. That means every matrix need not have inverse, children. So there is a condition which must be satisfied, so that we say that the matrix has multiplicative inverse, or matrix is invertible. Okay. So what is that invertible matrix? When you can say that a matrix is invertible, means if A is any square matrix, then A is said to be invertible if a matrix B exists such that AB is equal to BA is equal to I, where I is the unit matrix of the same order as A and B. So when you can say a matrix A as an invertible matrix means if suppose there exists any such matrix the product of the two matrices A and B and B into A into B and B into A should give you the same result as identity matrix. Then only we say it as a, then only we can say that A is invertible. Is it clear? A is invertible. And here it must be the I is a square, I is a, what is it? It is a unit matrix or identity matrix. And here A and B must be a square matrix. Clear? Now here, if AB is equal to BA is equal to I, means if this condition is satisfied, then what we call this B is said to be the multiplicative inverse of A. B is said to be multiplicative inverse of A. Understood? And is denoted by A inverse. And is denoted by A inverse. So, and here, property of determinant children, one important property I'm going to explain you now. In a few properties we have discussed in the last session. So one property I'm explaining now, because based on this property we are going to see one important theorem which is important, very very important for 7 marks question. Okay, so one important property. What is that property? Let us see. The sum of the products of elements of a row or column with the cofactors of the corresponding elements of another row or column of a square matrix is 0. So what does it mean? The sum of the products of elements of a row with the cofactors of corresponding elements of another row means the elements of a row. Suppose these are the elements of a matrix. So let us take the first row. So what are the elements of here? So what will be the cofactor matrix? Children, already we know that cofactor matrix will be A1, B1, capital A1, capital B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3 in all capital letters. Okay, so that already we know. Now here, if it is the case, then what is the statement here? What is the property it is telling us? The sum of the products of the elements of a row or column, anything we can consider. Let me explain along the row. Suppose here it is a row. First row we are considering A1, B1, C1. If it is multiplied with the corresponding cofactors of another row, means A1 is multiplied with another row. Another row means what? Second row is there, third row is there. Any row you can take. Suppose second row I am taking. A1 into its cofactor. What is the cofactor of this A2? Capital A2. So if this element is multiplied with its cofactor plus this element is multiplied with its cofactor, so that we are going to see. Then then that sum is A1 A2 means A1 into its cofactor plus B1 into its cofactor B2, C1 into its cofactor C2, means the elements of one row is multiplied with the cofactors of the corresponding cofactors of another row. If you add if you add those products, then that sum is equal to 0. Is it clear? And same thing, I'm just writing with all the rows, children. The same A1 can be multiplied with the cofactors of third row also. Yes, A1 A3 plus B1 B3 plus C1 C3. Then also it is 0. Now let us check with the second row. If I'm taking the elements of second row, then what happens? Second row elements, if I take, it can be multiplied with the cofactors of the first row. That is A2 A1 plus B2 B1 plus C2 C1 is equal to 0. Here every element of second row is multiplied with the corresponding cofactors of the first row. Okay. Now, similarly, if I multiply with the corresponding cofactors of third row, then it becomes A2 A3 plus B2 B3 plus C2 C3 is equal to 0. Similarly, the elements of third row are multiplied with the corresponding cofactors of the first row and corresponding cofactors of the second row. So then how it will be? Let us see. A3 A1 plus B3 B1 plus C3 C1 is equal to 0. Similarly, A3 A2 plus B3 B2 plus C3 C2 is also equal to 0. So this is very very important property which you are going to use in our coming theorem. Okay. Now here, let us see this one here, children. Well, once again I will tell you the determinant. If A is equal to A1 B1 C1, A2 B2 C2, A3 B3 C3, it is a determinant. Sorry, it is a matrix. Then what is the determinant of that A? If you expand along row 1, it will be A1 into its corresponding cofactor A1 plus B1 into its corresponding cofactor B1, C1 into its corresponding cofactor C1. It is expanding along first row. If you expand along second row, then that will be A2 into corresponding cofactor A2 plus B2 into B2 plus C2 into C2. A3 into A3 plus B3 into B3 plus C3 into C3. What is the difference between the previous statement and this one? Here you are multiplying the element with its cofactor. Understood? With its cofactor. But in the previous property, the element is multiplied with the cofactor of another row, not that element. cofactor of not that element, it is multiplied with the corresponding cofactor of another row. Understood, children? So that is 0, and here it is nothing but the determinant of the matrix. So let us see an important theorem, children, here. Very important theorem it is. If A is equal to A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2 is a non-singular matrix. Then A is invertible and A inverse is equals to adjoint A by determinant A. So always, children, one important point here I want to tell you, make a note of it. Here always, what is invertible matrix? I said just now. If AB is equal to BI, then B is said to be the inverse of A. AB into BA is equal to I, identity matrix. Means if a product of any two matrices is giving you identity matrix, then that matrix B is said to be what? Inverse of A. That is A inverse is equal to BA, we can write. So, but when can you have that inverse? When can you have that inverse? Means the condition is A must be a non-singular matrix. A must be a non-singular matrix. Means what? The determinant of A should be not equal to 0. If then only, means whenever you are asked to find the determinant or inverse, first the thing you have to check is whether it is a non-singular matrix or not. Means whether the determinant is 0 or not. If the determinant is 0, then simply we can write it is a singular matrix, inverse does not exist. Understood? If a determinant of A is 0, then we can simply write that inverse does not exist. Understood? If determinant A is not equal to 0, that is if it is a non-singular matrix, then only inverse exists. And how that inverse will be? Adjoint A by determinant of A. Why determinant of A should be not equal to 0 means, because if you observe this formula here, adjoint A by determinant A is in the denominator. If this determinant A becomes 0, then what happens here? The denominator becomes 0, which is undefined. Yes or not? So that's why always determinant A should be not equal to 0. Understood? So then only inverse exists. Okay. So let us see what is the proof. So here it is. A is a matrix, given matrix, children. And what is adjoint of A? Transpose of the cofactor matrix. If you write the cofactors A1, A2, A3, here we get capital A1, capital A2, capital A3. So when you find the adjoint A, that will be, the column will be transposed to first row. So that's why here adjoint A becomes A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. Understood now? Yes. Next one, here it is. Now I am trying to do is A into adjoint A. A into adjoint A. So A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2 into A3, B3, C3 with this adjoint A matrix. A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. Okay, let us multiply this. Here you know matrix multiplication. How do we do it here? A1 first row into first column. A1 into A1 plus B1 into B1 plus C1 into C1. Okay. Similarly, A1 into A2 plus B1 into B2 plus C1 into C2. A1 into A3 plus B1 into B3 plus C1 into C3. Okay. Next, the second row. A2 A1 plus A2 into A1 plus B2 into B1 plus C2 into C1. Similarly, A2 into A2 plus B2 into B2 plus C2 into C2. Next one is what? A2 into A3 plus B2 into B3 plus C2 into C3. Second row with the third column. Now third row with the first column, third row with the second column, third row with the third column we get. So these are the elements what we are getting. Now we know that A1 plus B1 plus C1 is nothing but our determinant of A. Just now we explained. Just now I explained it. Okay. Next, and what is this? An element is multiplied with the corresponding cofactor of another row. A1 into A2 plus B1 into B2 plus C1 into C2. Just now we have discussed one property S. So that is nothing but sum of these products is nothing but 0. Here also it is elements of the first row are multiplied with the corresponding cofactors of the third row elements. So it is 0. Similarly, here also we get 0. It is not again same elements are multiplied with the its cofactors. So it is determinant of A. And it is 0, and it is 0, it is 0. And here again it is multiplied with its cofactors. So it is determinant of A. Understood, children? So now here it is A into adjoint A. This is a matrix what we got. Now if you observe the first row, so because it is not the determinant, it is a matrix. Understood, children? It is a matrix. So if you observe the entire matrix, the determinant A is common. Yes, every row is multiplied with what? Determinant A. Every row is multiplied with the determinant A. So the determinant A we can take common. Determinant A is taken common. So what is the matrix left here? 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. So which is nothing but our identity matrix of order 3 by 3. Is it clear? So we can write it as A into adjoint A is equals to determinant A into I. See here children, one point I want to tell you, because it is a matrix here, because it is a matrix, the entire matrix is multiplied with the determinant A, so that determinant A has come out. For suppose, instead of matrix, if it is a determinant, then what we write? From the first row we take the determinant A common, second row we take determinant A common, third row we take determinant A common, so determinant A whole cube we get. Understood? So that is the difference you have to understand between the determinant and the matrix. Okay, so because it is a matrix here, we are writing only the determinant A will come out as a constant. Okay, now here similarly A into adjoint A, we got it as det A into I. Now so here this determinant A I am sending the other side, so it goes to denominator. A into adjoint A by determinant A is equal to I. So that is nothing but why we got like this, because since A is non-singular, determinant A is not equal to 0, because in the statement itself it is given that A is a non-singular matrix. Okay, so that's why we can write this determinant A in the denominator, because it is anyway not equal to 0. Now here similarly, as how we have proven this as equal to I, similarly we can prove adjoint A by determinant A into A is equal to I. Same method children, here A into adjoint A we did, there we have to do adjoint A into A. Okay, same thing we get, this is also equal to, there also we get determinant A as a common element, so the determinant A will be sent other side, so that it becomes adj by determinant A into A is equal to I. So on either side we are proving like this, so we can say that A into adj by determinant A into A is A into this one is equal to adj by det A into A is equal to I. We say that A is invertible. So therefore, if you consider this as some B, this adj by det A, if you consider as B, I will explain here. Suppose here, this I am considering just only this is for explanation children. This is only explanation children. Suppose here, so it is if B is equals to adj by det A, if I assume. So then what it becomes now, this statement I am writing here. AB is equal to BA is equal to I. Now we have got like this. This is a invertible matrix definition I told now. So then what is this B called? B is called as an inverse. That is nothing but A inverse is equal to B. Yes. So that is nothing but B is nothing but what here? adj by det A explained. Yes. So that's why here we are writing it as A inverse is equals to adjoint A by det A. Understood children? So this is a very, very important theorem children. We have to practice. This is important for 7 marks. Now let us do one sum here. If A is equals to 1 minus 2 3, 0 minus 1 4, minus 2 2 and 1, then find A inverse. So then find A inverse. So let us do children here. Let us try to find out the A inverse of this matrix. Solution let us try to do here. So what is this one? First of all, A is given like this. First we have to check. When you are asked to find A inverse, we are supposed to find out what? Determinant, as I told you. So determinant A. First I am trying to find out determinant A, so that we can see whether it is a singular matrix or not. Yes. So I am expanding along first row children. 1 into this row and this column is eliminated. So minus 1 into 1 is minus 1 into 1, minus 2 into 4. Okay. Minus sign, because for the second element the minus sign will be there. Yes. So minus of the element is already having minus sign into this row and this column and eliminating children. What is left? 0, 4, minus 2, 1 is left. So finding that 0 into 1 minus 2 into 4. Okay. Plus 3 into this row and this column we are eliminating. So we are left with these 4 elements. Let us find the determinant of that. 0 into 2 minus 2 into minus 1. Okay. Now which is equal to 1 into minus 1 minus 8 minus into minus is plus 2 into which is 0 minus into minus is plus 8. Okay. Plus 3 into 0 into minus is plus into minus is minus. So it is now 2 ones are 2. No, which is equal to minus 1 minus 8 is minus 9 plus 16 minus 6. So minus 9 minus 6 is minus 15. So 16 minus 15 is equal to how much, children? 1. So which is not equal to 0. So this means this means A inverse exists. We know that A inverse exists. So what is the determinant A value we got? Is equal to 1 we got. So that we can say that A inverse exists. Okay. So let us try to find out the A inverse. So now A inverse, to find out the A inverse, children. So what is that we need to do here? We need to find out the cofactors. So let me write the matrix, children, to know write the cofactors here. 1 minus 2 3, 1 minus 2 3, 0 minus 1 4. Next one is minus 2, 2 and 1. These are the elements we have. Let me check once. 1 minus 2 3, 0 minus 1 4, minus 2 2 1. Okay, these are the elements. So let us try to find out the cofactors. Cofactor of first element is 1. Cofactor of 1 I am trying to find out. So first element is what? It is a positive element. So minus 1 into 1, minus 1 into 1, minus 2 into 4. It is with plus sign weighted, children, for the first element, which is minus 1 minus 8 is minus 9. Okay. Next one is cofactor of minus 2. Cofactor of minus 2. For the second element, the sign is minus, children. So for row and the column eliminating, 0 into 1 minus minus 2 into 4, which is equal to minus of minus into minus is plus, 4 to the 8. So it is minus 8. Okay. Next one is cofactor of 3. Cofactor of 3 will find out. So it is row and column if you are eliminating. It is our again plus sign, children. 0 into 2 minus minus 2 into minus 1. Okay. Which is 0 minus into minus plus into minus is minus, that is 2, which is equals to minus 2 we are getting. Cofactor of, I'm putting this sign, children, cofactor of 0. Second row element I am trying to find out. This row and this column, it is also negative sign, children, for this element because it is in the second row first column. Okay, eliminating that row and column, we are left with 2 minus 2 into 1 minus 2 into 3. The row and column eliminate the 4 elements which you are left with. That determinant I am trying to find out. Minus of minus 2 minus 6, which is minus 8. Minus into minus is plus 8. Okay, and the next one is cofactor of minus 1, which is equal to what is the element here? That is a plus sign. We are left with this row and this column. This row and this column we are eliminating. So 1 into 1 minus minus 2 into 3. 1 into 1 minus minus 2 into 3, which is equal to 1 plus 6, which is equal to 7. Okay. Next, cofactor of 4. Cofactor of 4 is equal to 1 in first row, third column we are eliminating. Second row, third column we are eliminating. So we are left with, it is a negative sign, children. What you are left with here? 1 into 2 minus minus 2 into minus 2 is equal to what you are left with? Minus of 2 minus 4, which is minus 2. Minus into minus is plus 2. Okay. Next, cofactor of minus 2. Cofactor of minus 2, children. The same method if you do, cofactor of minus 2 is minus of minus 8. Because here it is minus 2 means this row is column eliminated. Minus 2 into 4 is minus 8. Minus into minus is plus 3. Minus 1 into 3 is 3, which is equals to minus 5. Minus into minus is plus 5. Next, cofactor of 2. Cofactor of 2 is equal to third row, second column we are eliminating. 1, 3, 0 minus 4 is left. Okay. 1 into 4 is 4. 0 into 3 is 0, which is equals to minus 4. It is minus sign. It is minus 4. Sorry, it is plus 4. 1 second, children. Cofactor of 2 is this. What is the row here? It is a third row, second column. 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay. So it is also minus sign. And here it is minus 4. And cofactor of minus 2 is 1 second, children. Third row, first column. So 3 plus 1 is 4. It is a plus sign. It is a plus sign. So it is minus 5. It is minus 5. Okay. And the next one is cofactor of 1. Last one is there here. Cofactor of 1. Cofactor of 1 is equal to last row is what? It's a minus sign, children, because third, so plus sign it is plus of 1 into minus 1 is minus 1 minus 0, which is equal to minus 1. Okay, so let us write all the elements. Cofactor matrix: minus 9, minus 8, minus 2. Cofactor of, 1 second, minus 8. Here it is minus 5, children. Minus 8 plus 3 is minus 5. So it is, let us write the elements here. Cofactor matrix. Cofactor matrix of A. We are trying to suppose to write here. What are the elements we are getting, children? 9, minus 9, minus 8 we got, and the next one what we got? Minus 2. Okay, and the next thing is 8, 7, and 2. But it is 8, and it is 5, minus 4, minus 1. Okay, let us check once. 9, minus 9, minus 8, minus 2. Minus 9, minus 8, minus 2, 8, 7, 2, minus 5, minus 4, minus 1. Minus 5, minus 4, minus 1. It is minus 5. Okay. Now adjoint of A. Now we are supposed to find out adjoint of A. So transpose of this matrix. Now minus 9, first column I am writing as first row. Second column I am writing as second row. Minus 8, 7, minus 4. And third column I am writing as third row. Minus 5, minus 4, minus 1. 1 second. Minus 8, minus 9, 8, minus 5. So third row, third column should be written. 1 second. So first column I am writing as minus 8, 9, 8, minus 5. Second column is minus 8, 7, minus 4. Third column is minus 2, 2, minus 1. Okay, so this is adjoint of A. Now we are supposed to find out A inverse. A inverse is equal to what? Adjoint A by determinant of A. So already we know that determinant A value is equal to 1. So that is nothing but minus 9, 8, minus 5, minus 8, 7, minus 4, minus 2, 2, minus 1 by 1. So by 1 is nothing but the same matrix only. So no need to write that 1 again here. Adjoint A by 1, which is equals to the same matrix we get. Clear, children? So this is like this. We have to find out the inverse of any matrix. So next one is here. Let us see what have we learned. We have solved some determinants, children. And what is a singular matrix, which is where determinant of A is equal to 0. Then it is said to be a singular matrix. What is a non-singular matrix? If determinant A is not equal to 0, then that matrix is said to be a non-singular matrix. And next one, what have we seen? Adjoint of a matrix. What is adjoint? Transpose of the cofactor matrix of A. Clear? And what is the next one? Invertible matrix. If A into adjoint A by A is equal to adjoint A by determinant A into A is equal to A, then we say that A inverse is equal to adj A by determinant A. Adjoint A by determinant A. This is the formula, children. And first thing, when which matrix can have inverse? Only when determinant A is not equal to 0. Okay, children. So always whenever you are asked to find the inverse, you have to first check whether it is a singular matrix or non-singular matrix. If non-singular, then only inverse exists. If it is a singular matrix, then we can say that A inverse does not exist. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the class. So let me give you some questions, children. Show that the determinant is equals to this one, and this is another sum. And third one is a matrix is given. You are asked to show that the adjoint of A is 3 into A dash. Okay, and then again find out A inverse also, and show that this is a non-singular matrix. Then find A inverse. Okay, so these are the 4 sums are given for understanding. Hope understood, and hope you will do the sums. Thank you, children. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Purnima madam. Thank you so much. Dear students, please work out the problems that are there in the textbook and try to solve as many questions as possible involving the cofactors, adjoint and inverse. See, if you find A inverse, automatically you will know what is a cofact, and you'll also be able to practice the adjoint also. So I request you all to practice A inverse, problems involving A inverse of a matrix thoroughly, so that this will be useful in solving the questions in future sessions also. Purnima madam, thank you so much, and I look forward for many more sessions from you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.